Hello. Hi, it's me. Back again. I'm in a different location now. My bedroom has terrible lighting, I've come to find out, and in my last videos there was such bad lighting, and so I changed it. I'm in my kitchen now. That might be distracting and irritating, might figure out something else, but I think my kitchen overall is the best place to film because it has the best lighting in my house. Right where my camera's set up is a window, so it's good natural lighting. Another thing is, I am going to be uploading on Tuesdays now because my boyfriend just got back from Canada, and Sundays are usually when we spend a lot of time together. I would rather be focusing on him than trying to edit and post a video. So today, I guess this channel is just becoming like an anxiety channel. I thought of a really good story to tell that I really wanted to. I think that now my channel has some anxiety content, and so I can share this story. So it's actually a story of when, like, my worst panic attack as a child, the one that I can recall that was the worst. I hope you like this. I don't know, maybe. If you like anxiety content, I guess, then just keep watching. Today, I wanted to share the story of my first worst panic attack as a kid. Now, I've shared my panic attack stories and the time that I had the worst out-of-body experience with my mom and my grandmother, but this is the worst panic attack I can think of as a kid. It's funny now, but it was awful then. It was so bad then. What happened was, and I hope that the person that I'm talking about doesn't watch this. I don't know. There's no way. There's no way. And if so, I hope we can just laugh about it. So I went to a sleepover when I was 10. I was 10. It was my first sleepover away from home. I had never, ever gone to a sleepover before. I always had sleepovers at my house. I didn't go to sleepovers. That's not, because I was really introverted. I was homeschooled. But this was with my homeschooled friends, and it was her birthday party. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. It was a snowstorm. It was in January. So I think it was in January. Might have been February. But we were really thinking about not going because it was so snowy and crazy outside, and I was begging. I was like, Mommy, please let me go. Please let me go to the sleepover. She's like, oh, okay, whatever. And she finally agreed, and she said that if it was not too dangerous out, we could go. Now, I kind of wish I had stayed home. That's life, my guys. That's life. That's how life works. We went to the sleepover. I went to the sleepover. It was like 4 other girls my age, and then it was also older girls. It was like a combined sleepover. It was all people that I knew from my homeschool group. It was really fun. We acted crazy. We went out in the snow and played. And one thing, I hate to mention this so much, but it goes along with what I'm saying it. One thing about me is that when I was young, I needed help getting my shoes on because I wear braces on my legs, and so I needed help getting my boots on. Anytime I wanted to go outside, her dad would have to put my boots on for me, and I felt so bad. To this day, I feel so bad that he had to do that, but it's fine. I wanted to go out, but I don't know why I just didn't stay out. But they wouldn't let us wear boots in the house, and so anytime I wanted to go back out, I had to put my boots back on, and it was harder for me because of my braces. Anyways, that's goes along with this, right? Okay. We went out for like a 3rd time. I was like, you know, I have my regular shoes on. It's fine. I don't need it. I don't need the boots. I don't need to put them on. It's fine. And then I was wearing a dress. I didn't put layers on because like, I'm just going to go outside. It'll be fine. I'm just going to go like make some snowballs and then go back inside. So I went outside in a dress. My legs were bare and I had a coat on, but that's about it. I didn't layer up that time. I regret that. again, this all ties into the story. So later that night, I remember this so vividly. We ate pizza. We played with balloons. Like we would pass the balloons around the room, and like, you know, we were doing that game where we had to try and not let the balloon drop or whatever. That was fun, and it was nice, and it was good. This is another thing, is that back then I was on, either it was anxiety medicine or ADHD medicine. Like I said in my previous videos, I was not on the right medication back then. This would like knock me out in 2 seconds, or it was supposed to. It was supposed to. At the end of the night, we went to her room, watched Fireproof, which is a great movie, by the way. But for years after this, I couldn't watch it. But I can now. I love it. We watched Fireproof. And if you don't know, there's a scene in it that's really triggering. It's like a car accident scene. I hate that so much. And so I got scared. Because of that scene, because of watching that, I couldn't sleep. And I had already taken my meds. And I was so scared. I couldn't close my eyes because I was so scared of that scene. And I stayed up all night. We all stayed up all night. We all stayed up all night long. Okay? This is a girl who was on medicine to specifically put her to sleep at night so I could chill out, and I was staying up all night anyways. I was staying up all night despite that. Man, that's my first error right there, okay? That night was a blur, but I do remember some things. We went in the middle of the night. There was like some sausages left over or whatever we ate in the kitchen. That was a specific memory I had. And yeah, we were just vibing. We were having a good time. Nothing had hit me yet. Nothing, I didn't feel bad. I just felt wired. And so we were just being crazy wild kids. And the next day, I still hadn't slept. I don't think I slept at all, maybe like an hour, but not much. The next morning, we had pancakes, we were chilling, we were having fun. This whole thing, it was supposed to be fun. It just, the rest of it wasn't fun. So I went into their living room. It was like noon at this point, and my mom was going to get me later, I think. And I went into the living room, and you know the feeling. When you don't sleep, your brain is really disoriented and very buzzy, obviously, because your brain needs sleep. Like our bodies need sleep. And I went into the living room, and they were playing on the TV. I still don't know how or why, because this was 2009. Yeah, 2009. It was 2009. I didn't really understand electronics or anything back then, but somehow they had put a slideshow on their TV of pictures they had taken of the snow and everything. And I was watching it, and it had like music and whatever. I had this disposable camera that I had beside me. For some reason, my brain glitched out and started freaking out because I heard a phone ring. I heard somebody's cell phone ring. And I was like, I can remember this feeling, picking up the disposable camera and being like, did that just ring? Did my camera just ring? And I was like, what is happening? And I started freaking out. Because I thought, my disposable camera just started ringing. It's not supposed to do that. Next thing I remember is I ran into their bathroom, and I was having a full-on breakdown. Like, my brain was glitching. My mind just was going insane because I couldn't get a grasp on reality anymore. And if you know what a panic attack feels like, it felt like that, except not only that, I hadn't slept. And so my brain was just full on freaking out. I couldn't get a hold of myself. And I was just like in there having just a full on freak out. Sitting in the bathroom, my friend came to check on me in the bathroom, and she witnessed it. And she saw me freaking out, and she saw me having this breakdown, this panic attack, and she didn't know what to do because they never seen that before. I really don't think. I just remember everybody crowding around me. I went into her sister's room and I laid down on the bed because I felt so bad and I felt like I just needed to lay down. They were just hovered over me, like freaking out that I was freaking out. I was so embarrassed, but I was also just still freaking out, and they didn't know how to help me. They just were helpless. And I remember to this day, one of my friends grabbed a Bible off the shelf and was reading Bible verses to me as if they were casting a demon out of me. And I know that's not what she meant, but that's what it felt like. It felt like they were casting a demon out of me. I didn't know what to do. And I had to call my mom. I was like, I've got to go home. And it took her like a good hour to get me. One of the last things I remember about that is this girl's dad had to come in and put my shoes on again. And so I was just humiliated. I was a kid, but I was like, I feel like an infant right now. I feel like an actual toddler because I can't take care of myself. I can't even put my shoes on by myself. I'm a hot mess and freaking out. It was the worst day ever. Probably the worst day ever for me. I remember watching Horton Hears a Who before I left. Then I left and figured out that I had a cold. I had a cold from being outside. So I was just not well. Overall, I was not okay. Not okay. My brain checked out. Said bye. Bye. I was done. I went home. The last thing I remember is just falling asleep. I remember that specific day, but I don't remember what happened after that because I think my brain just was like, nope, checks out. Bye. It was done for that day. And it was horrifying. It was scary, it was funny, it was dumb, it was embarrassing. And then I think it was the next week, I had to go to PE with my homeschool group and I saw those same girls. I told them, I literally was like, yeah, that was just an act. I was just pretending I was freaking out. And they were like, what? They believed me. They believed me. And I was like, yeah, no, that was fake. It was not fake. It was me acting like a psychopath. Needless to say, I didn't get invited back there. I didn't get invited back there. I think I was not friends with her after that. But I understand. I know. I don't blame her. Like, I would not want to be friends with somebody like that. But if she happens to see this or anybody happens to see this that was there and witnessed that, just know I'm not crazy. I was having a panic attack. I was freaking out. It was really bad and scary, but it's funny. Just a lot of things triggered it. It was partly my fault because I didn't sleep and I didn't take care of myself like I should have. And I didn't do that again, but I also didn't go to a sleepover again. I don't think I went to sleepover again until I was like 16, maybe 15, 16. I did not get invited to sleepovers after that, so that was pretty funny. I just want to say that people that have panic attacks are not crazy. Their minds make them feel like they're crazy, but they're not crazy. So just cut us some slack. We're not doing it on purpose. We're not crazy. We're just going crazy. Thankfully, I don't really have panic attacks like that anymore. And if I do, I know how to handle them. I know what they feel like. It was really scary. It's just a funny memory to share because I remember it so well. I don't think you can forget something like that. I really don't. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that. I enjoyed telling it. That was fun to relive. Kind of traumatizing to relive, but fun. So I will be posting on Tuesdays now. Don't forget that. I'll see y'all then. Thank you for listening.